Hey everyone, welcome back. We're from Back to Your Roots Herbs.
And we're here to talk about Shilajit.
This stuff is incredible, and I think you're going to love learning about it.
Have you ever heard of this stuff?
So picture this, you're like hiking through the
The
Himalayas,
air's clean and you're surrounded by these incredible mountains.
and you stumble upon this like substance oozing from the rocks.
That's Shilajit.
It's formed over centuries from decomposing plants, and it's been used in traditional medicine for ages.
Especially in Ayurveda,
Yeah, like it's considered a rasayana,
which means rejuvenator.
and people use it for everything from like boosting energy to sharpening their minds.
It's even said to help with altitude sickness.
I know, right? Sounds pretty amazing. But what's the deal with this stuff? Like, what's actually in it?
Well, Shilajit is packed with over 80 bioactive compounds,
Oh, wow.
including fulvic acid, humic acids, and a bunch of minerals.
So it's like nature concentrated all its goodness into this one substance.
Exactly.
That's so cool. Out of all those compounds, is there one that's like the star player?
Definitely fulvic acid.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. What's so special about it?
Well, for one, it's a potent antioxidant.
So it helps protect our cells from damage,
Right. And it's also a powerful anti-inflammatory.
which can help with pain and swelling.
Exactly. And get this, studies have shown that fulvic acid may actually help enhance cognitive function.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, and it might even help protect against neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's.
That's incredible. So Shilajit could be like a brain booster.
It's definitely showing some promising potential in that area.
That's amazing. You mentioned earlier that Shilajit is a rejuvenator. What does that actually mean?
Well, as we age, our bodies produce less collagen.
Collagen is that protein that keeps our skin looking young and firm, right?
Yes, exactly. And Shilajit has been shown to actually boost collagen production.
Oh, wow. So it could help slow down those signs of aging.
Potentially, yeah. It's like giving your body a little extra help to maintain its youthful glow.
I love that. And what about energy levels? I know a lot of people struggle with fatigue. Does Shilajit have anything to offer there?
Absolutely. It's traditionally been used to increase energy and enhance stamina.
Really?
Yeah, and there's actually some science to back that up. Studies suggest that Shilajit can improve mitochondrial function.
Mitochondria are like the powerhouses of our cells, right?
Yes, they're responsible for producing energy.
So if Shilajit supports mitochondrial function, it makes sense that it could boost energy levels.
Exactly, and that could be super helpful for people dealing with chronic fatigue.
Or just anyone who needs a little extra pep in their step.
For sure.
So we've got cognitive support, potential anti-aging benefits, and an energy boost. What else can this stuff do?
Well, there's actually a lot of research emerging on Shilajit and its potential for specific health concerns.
Like what?
One area that's particularly exciting is male infertility.
Oh, wow, that's a big one.
Studies have shown that Shilajit can significantly improve sperm count and motility.
That's incredible. So it could offer hope for couples struggling to conceive.
Exactly.
Are there other areas where it's showing promise for reproductive health?
There's some research suggesting that Shilajit might also help balance hormone levels.
Which is important for both men and women.
Right, but more research is needed in that area.
That's a good point. Research is always evolving, especially when it comes to natural remedies.
Absolutely. But it's exciting to see that Shilajit is being studied for such a wide range of health concerns.
I agree. What else are researchers looking into?
Another area where Shilajit is making waves is heart health.
That's important,
Research suggests that it may help lower both cholesterol and triglyceride levels.
which are major risk factors for heart disease.
Exactly. So incorporating Shilajit into a heart-healthy lifestyle could be really beneficial.
What about blood sugar levels?
There are some early studies suggesting that Shilajit might help improve insulin sensitivity.
Which is crucial for regulating blood sugar.
Right. It's still early days in terms of research, but it's definitely an area to keep an eye on.
It's amazing how this one substance seems to have so many potential benefits.
It's pretty remarkable, right?
It is. But before we get carried away, I want to talk about quality control. Because with any natural supplement, sourcing from a reputable supplier is key.
Oh, absolutely. The quality and purity of Shilajit can vary greatly depending on where it's sourced and how it's processed.
So how do we know we're getting the good stuff?
Look for companies that are transparent about their sourcing practices and have rigorous quality control measures in place.
And that's where companies like Back to Your Roots Herbs come in?
Exactly. At Back to Your Roots Herbs, we're passionate about providing high-quality, ethically sourced Shilajit.
We believe in the power of nature to support our well-being.
And we're committed to delivering products that are both potent and pure.
I've heard that Shilajit is also great for muscle strength and recovery. Is there any truth to that?
There is. Studies have shown that it can boost muscle strength and reduce muscle damage after exercise.
That's great news for athletes or anyone who works out regularly.
It might even help improve exercise performance.
So it's like a natural performance enhancer.
In a way, yeah. And it's not just about building muscles. Shilajit has also been shown to promote collagen production.
Which is important for healthy joints, tendons, and ligaments.
Exactly. It helps support both strength and flexibility.
That's amazing. So Shilajit is like giving our bodies the tools they need to stay strong and resilient.
I like that analogy.
And there's one more thing I want to touch on, Shilajit's reputation as a synergistic enhancer.
You mean Yogavaha?
Yes. What exactly does that mean?
It means that Shilajit has the potential to enhance the effects of other herbs and remedies.
So it's not just about Shilajit's individual benefits, but also how it works with other natural substances.
Precisely. It's like a booster amplifying their benefits.
So it's like Shilajit is the conductor of an orchestra, bringing everything together to create this powerful symphony of healing.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
It really highlights the interconnectedness of natural remedies and how they can work together to support our well-being.
I agree. It's a fascinating concept.
It is, and it speaks to the wisdom of ancient traditions like Ayurveda that recognized this synergy centuries ago.
Absolutely.
But we're going to take a quick pause here,
We'll be right back to talk more about Shilajit.
so stay tuned.
So we were just talking about the importance of quality and how important it is to source from a reputable supplier.
Right, because when it comes to natural supplements, you really want to make sure you're getting the good stuff.
Absolutely. So let's talk about safety when it comes to Shilajit.
Okay, what are some things people should keep in mind?
The biggest one is sourcing. Like we mentioned, if Shilajit isn't properly purified, it can contain heavy metals.
So choosing a product that's undergone rigorous purification and testing is super important.
Absolutely. And it's always a good idea to start with a small dose and see how your body reacts.
That's always good advice when trying something new.
Right. And if you notice anything unusual, stop using it and talk to your doctor.
Makes sense. What about interactions with medications? Is that something people need to worry about?
It's definitely something to be mindful of. Shilajit might interact with certain medications, particularly those for diabetes or blood pressure.
So if you're taking any medications, it's best to talk to your doctor before adding Shilajit to your routine.
Exactly. It's always better to be safe than sorry.
I agree. And you mentioned blood pressure. Does Shilajit affect blood pressure?
It can actually lower it, so if you already have low blood pressure or are taking medication for hypertension, it's best to talk to your doctor first.
Got it. So open communication with your healthcare provider is key when incorporating Shilajit.
Absolutely, especially if you have any pre-existing conditions.
What about iron? I know Shilajit is a good source of iron.
It is, which is great for people with iron deficiency anemia.
But what about those who have conditions where their body absorbs too much iron?
That's a good question. If you have a condition like hemochromatosis, it's best to consult with your doctor before using Shilajit.
It sounds like there are definitely some things to consider, but overall it seems like Shilajit is generally safe when used responsibly.
Right? Choosing a reputable supplier like Back to Your Roots Herbs and talking to your doctor are key.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about dosage. Is there a standard recommendation for how much Shilajit to take?
There's no magic number. The dosage can vary depending on your individual needs, the form of Shilajit you're using, and what you're hoping to achieve.
So there's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Right. The best approach is to follow the guidance of a healthcare professional or the instructions on the product label.
That makes sense. And speaking of product labels, I know there are a few different forms of Shilajit available.
You'll typically find it in resin powder or capsule form.
Do they all have the same benefits?
They do. It just comes down to personal preference.
Can you break down the pros and cons of each form?
Sure, resin is the most traditional form. It's what you'd find in its natural state.
Oh, wow. So it's like pure Shilajit.
Exactly, but it can be a bit sticky and messy to handle.
I can imagine powder is probably a bit easier to use.
It is. It's easier to measure and mix with liquids.
So you could add it to smoothies or drinks.
Exactly. And then there are capsules, which are the most convenient option.
They're pre-measured and easy to take on the go.
Right. So it really just depends on what works best for you.
But no matter which form you choose, quality and purity are paramount.
Couldn't agree more. Make sure you're getting your Shilajit from a trusted source like Back to Your Roots Herbs.
Absolutely. Now, before we wrap up, I want to circle back to Shilajit's synergistic properties. We talked about Yogavaha earlier.
Yes, that's the term from Ayurveda that describes Shilajit's ability to enhance the effects of other herbs and remedies.
It's like Shilajit is a booster amplifying their benefits.
Exactly. It's like it brings everything together to create a more powerful effect.
Like a conductor of an orchestra.
Exactly.
It's fascinating how these natural remedies can work together to support our well-being.
It really is.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from safety and dosage to Shilajit's unique synergistic properties.
It's been a great discussion.
It has. Now, for those who are interested in trying Shilajit for themselves,
Remember to choose a reputable supplier.
like Back to Your Roots Herbs.
They offer a premium Shilajit product that meets the highest standards of quality and purity.
And they're committed to ethical sourcing and transparent labeling.
Absolutely. You can find more information on their website, www.backtoyourrootsherbs.com.
And the link to their Shilajit product is in the description below.
Check it out.
Right, so we've talked a lot about Shilajit today.
We have. It's been a pretty deep dive.
It has. And as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a few key things to remember about this incredible substance.
Yeah, what are the main takeaways here?
Well, first off, nature is pretty amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
Shilajit is a perfect example of that. This substance has been forming for centuries in the Himalayas.
And it has the potential to benefit us in so many ways.
It really does. It reminds us that nature holds so much power when it comes to our health.
I totally agree. And it encourages us to explore natural remedies more.
Definitely. And speaking of natural remedies, it's so important to remember quality.
Yes, absolutely.
When you're thinking about Shilajit, make sure you choose a supplier who's committed to ethical sourcing and has rigorous quality control measures in place.
You want a pure, potent, and safe product, and that's what companies like Back to Your Roots Herbs are all about.
Exactly. They're dedicated to providing the highest quality Shilajit, ethically sourced and thoroughly tested.
They really are a great example of what to look for.
But even though Shilajit has all these potential benefits, it's important to remember that it's not a magic bullet.
Right, it's not a quick fix.
It's not going to solve all your problems overnight.
It's more like a powerful tool to support your overall health.
And a healthy lifestyle is still key.
Absolutely. Things like a balanced diet, regular exercise, managing stress, getting enough sleep.
All those things are crucial for true well-being.
It's about creating a holistic approach to health.
Exactly. Shilajit is just one piece of the puzzle.
But it's a pretty powerful piece.
It is. So if you're curious to try Shilajit for yourself,
I encourage you to check out Back to Your Roots Herbs.
you can visit their website at www.backtoyourrootsherbs.com.
And the link to their Shilajit product is in the description below.
It's been a pleasure diving into the world of Shilajit with you all today.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time.